Hi, this is Sean with Sharp Entertainment Reviews, bringing you another video. In this one, we're going to talk about my review on the animatronic dinosaur show, Jurassic Quest. So if you've never heard about it, Jurassic Quest is an animatronic dinosaur show that travels across the United States. They boast of having over 80 dinosaurs. Some move, some don't, some you can pet, and some you can actually ride. Now, we first heard about this show a couple months ago. It was coming to a town a few hours away from us. We discussed going. My 2-year-old absolutely loves it, and it's something I wanted to go to for him, but we decided not to because, again, it was too far away. Now, fast forward a couple of months, and we actually hear it's coming to a town much closer to us, about 15 or 20 minutes away. We decided to give it a shot, and we decided to go to Jurassic Quest. Before we get into the review, I want to talk real quick about ticket prices. Ticket prices were $25 for adults, $20 for kids without activities included, and it was about $28 with the activities included for the kids. Now, with the activities, there are a few things that were excluded from that. If you wanted to do the face painting station or the pictures with the green screen, those were extra. I believe they were $5 for half your face painted, $10 for your entire face painted, $10 for a picture in front of the green screen with a smaller print, and $20 for a larger print in front of the green screen. So just keep that in mind whenever you're thinking about ticket prices and whether you want to take a bigger group or a smaller group into Jurassic Quest. So I'm going to break the rest of this video down into 3 different sections. One's going to cover the exhibit itself, the other is going to cover the activities for the bigger kids, the last part's going to cover the activities for the smaller kids. I'm going to give positives and negatives of each section. So let's jump right in. So the exhibit itself, this was probably our favorite part, where we spent most of our time. This is where most of the dinosaurs are at. They're roped off. You can't touch them, but you can look at them and you can read about the dinosaurs that you're looking at. Now, some things I really liked about this area: one, there's a lot of different dinosaurs to look at. Some you've heard of, some you've never heard of probably in your life, like the T-Rex and Triceratops, Stegosaurus. They had all those. They also had ones I've never heard of, I couldn't even pronounce, but still they were fun to look at. Second thing I liked was the realistic aspect of the dinosaurs. They looked good. Some were gigantic, some were smaller, so it was kind of fun to see the different types, where they came from, and also just how realistic they looked and the sounds they made. Third part I liked was watching my child interact with the dinosaurs themselves. Probably my favorite part as a father. It was fun to watch them love these creatures like I loved them as I was a kid, so that was a lot of fun. One thing I really disliked about this area is I felt like it was highly understaffed. There weren't a lot of people around staff-wise. I did see one security guard, but he sat the entire time that I was there. I never saw him get up. I even saw some kids grab some dinosaurs right in front of him, and he never got up to tell them no. So that was definitely a negative on this area. Other than that, I felt like it was a really great, cool experience. Not a lot of negatives on my part in this area. Overall, it was a fun time for us. So let's jump on into the second area. The second area is where the activities are for the bigger kids. In this area, they had a few things to look at, a few things to do. They had jump houses, face painting area, they had a science experiment area, and a place where you could draw, ride some dinosaurs, had a sand area where you can dig for dinosaur bones, and then they had their toy shop. So we didn't spend a whole lot of time here. My kid is a little too small to do most of those activities, so we just didn't do any of them. We did spend some time in the toy shop. We looked around. The toys were a little expensive, but overall weren't too bad. We spent a little bit of time there. He picked what he wanted. We went through the line, paid, and we're done. We did spend a little bit of time in the sandbox as well. I let him dig in the sand, but again, he was just too small to do most of it, so we didn't spend a lot of time here. The one thing I will say that is negative for me just by looking at the area was the crowds. There were quite a few different things to do, but not enough for the amount of people that were there, so the lines were incredibly long. So if you're going for the activities, it's something you might want to reconsider unless you're willing to stand in long lines. The last area we're going to talk about is the activities for the smaller kids. Now in this area, they had smaller dinosaurs the smaller kids could ride. They had a face painting station. And they also had a green screen you could take pictures in front of. In the very back, they had a roped off area where they'd actually bring puppet dinosaurs out that the kids could mess with, interact with, and pet. Now, the 2 different types of puppets they had baby dinosaurs, they had a baby T-Rex, a baby Triceratops, and a baby Camarasaurus. and the adult ones, they had 2 raptors that would come out. There was actually a staff member inside the costumes for the bigger animals. They would run around the area. They would walk close enough to the kids where they could be petted and interact with them. The babies were carried around by a staff member, and again, they walked close enough that the kids could interact and pet the dinosaurs. That was kind of a cool area. We did spend enough time to see both the adult dinosaurs and the baby dinosaurs. It was very crowded, so I couldn't take any pictures of my child with the dinosaurs, but I was able to pick him up above the crowd, and he was able to pet the dinosaurs that way. So in my experience in this area, the puppets were cool. We had a lot of fun with them. It was just overly crowded. As for the rest of the area, we didn't do any of the other activities. He was, again, just a little too small to do any of those, and I wasn't going to wait in line for a face painting area that he might or might not sit still long enough to do. So as we end this video, what were my overall thoughts? Overall, I thought it was a cool show. The dinosaurs looked good, and there was a lot to look at. As the activities go, I wasn't a fan. I thought they were very understaffed, just not enough to do with the amount of people there. It would have taken forever to get those lines just to do a small activity. So the activities weren't worth it. The dinosaurs were cool. So is it something I suggest you guys go do? It kind of depends on your situations. If you're in a boat like us and you have one kid that absolutely loves dinosaurs, that's definitely worth going to if you're just going to go look at the dinosaurs like we did. If you plan to go to the activities, you might want to reconsider. You're going to be standing in line for long periods of time, so if that's something you're okay with, then you might go. If you're not okay with waiting in long lines just to do a small activity, then don't go. This isn't the show for you. But if you want to go to look at the dinosaurs, and if you just have 1 or 2 kids that want to go with you, make the trip. It'll be fun. But don't plan to do a lot of the activities, because even if you do stand in line to do those, you're not going to be able to do a whole lot of activities because it's going to take you so long to get through those lines. So that's my thought. For us, we had a great time. I would consider going again, but I don't know if I'd go to this again. So anyways, video's over. That's all I have to say today. I'll see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks, guys.